Hello everybody, Internet back again with another video, and today's video, guys, is going to be about talking about the matches that we saw today. Dominic Thiem versus Nick Kyrgios and Novak Djokovic versus Taylor Fritz. Man, what a match! What both of matches we just saw, guys. Both of these Terminators, Djokovic and Thiem, both of these physical monsters, they both went in 5 sets and they both won their 5-set matches. My God, what a match! What two matches we just saw. This was so fun to see, so excited to see. So both of these two big favorites. We all know that Novak and Thiem are one of the big favorites to win this event. Which match should I start with? I don't know which match I should start with, man. I am being like a little kid when you put a little kid in a candy store. I don't know which chocolate I will eat first. I'm gonna start with Dominic Thiem versus Nick Kyrgios. The home favorite crowd, Nick Kyrgios, the bad boy of tennis. You can hate him, you can love him. I'm something between. We have to admit something, guys. Nick Kyrgios, he has so much big potential. He's such a talented player. He really has everything in his box. He has every shot. He has every shot, guys. He has forehand, he has backhand, he has returns, and his serve, guys. His serve is out of this world. Man, my God, what a serve Nick Kyrgios has. That serve is so unbelievable. When he's in the zone, you cannot touch his serve like Dominic Thiem couldn't do the first 2 sets. He couldn't see any single breakpoint opportunity. For God's sakes, Nick Kyrgios was landing 77% first serves in the first set. What can you do as a player like Dominic Thiem? You just can't watch, man. You just can't watch. Man, what a match this was. This was, to me, the match of the tournament so far. This match was so hyped. I was one of those who hyped this match. I was one of those who looked forward to this match. I was one of those who believed when I saw the draw that Dominic Thiem's 3rd round will be his big test before that semifinal versus Novak Djokovic. And I was not super confident that Dominic Thiem will survive this 3rd round. I really was not. Either way, who we had faced, Humbert or Nick Kyrgios. In this case, it was Nick Kyrgios. I knew that this would be a huge test for Dominic Thiem, and I was right. He was almost out of this competition, guys. He was almost out of this competition. Dominic Thiem. Nick Kyrgios had him on his jaws. He was almost swallowing him, guys, but just before he swallowed Dominic Thiem, he gave him a little chance in that 3rd set, in that first game of the third set, when Dominic was serving and he was facing a couple of break points against him, but Nick Kyrgios couldn't convert those breakpoints opportunities he had in that first game of the 3rd set. If Nick Kyrgios would have converted those breakpoint opportunities, most probably Dominic Thiem would have been in a flight home to Austria, guys. Most probably, considering what kind of serve Nick Kyrgios had. And to that point, Dominic Thiem actually didn't see any breakpoint opportunities in Nick Kyrgios' serve. Not any. He was not seeing any breakpoint opportunities to that point. But somehow Dominic Thiem, a fighter like he is, a physical beast like he is, he has that never give up attitude. He saved that game. He held that serve in that first game in the 3rd set. And then in the second game of the 3rd set, he broke Nick Kyrgios for the first time in this match, because Nick Kyrgios was serving like a monster, guys. Like a monster. He landed 77% first serves in the first set. What can you do when he serves that many big first serves in? What can you do? He couldn't read that serve, Dominic Thiem. Can you blame him? Can you blame him, for God's sakes? He couldn't read that. So he did a tactical change. After a couple of games in that first set, he took 2-3 steps back just to try to read that serve, just to try to have the racket on the ball, because in the beginning of the match he was staying much closer to the baseline when returning serve, but he he immediately, after just a couple of games in that first set, he immediately he noticed that, no, I don't have a chance. I'm not even said it after the match. I did a tactical change because I couldn't react. In some serves, he even took risks. He was taking risks when Nick was serving because he couldn't read the serve. He was going to right or left before even Nick hit that first serve, because Nick's serve is so powerful. And as longer the match went, as longer the match progressed, as more and more Dominic Thiem started to read Nick's serve more and more. And when he took that step back on returning, he was returning, he was touching little more on Nick's serves, and it paid off finally in that third set when he was saving his own serve to begin with that first game in the third set, and he then break Nick's serve for the first time in that second game of the third set, and in the end he won that third set. I believe the 6-3 he won that third set. So and then Dominic Thiem, he was started to play much better. He was hitting more winners. He was playing more. He was playing more consistent. He was out-dueling Nick Kyrgios from the baseline, because Dominic Thiem, he's a better baseline player than Nick Kyrgios. Nick Kyrgios, he has firepower, he has speed, he has power, he has huge serve, huge forehand, but he cannot outlast Dominic Thiem from the baseline. He just cannot. Dominic Thiem is one of the greatest baseline players in the world, together with Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. Djokovic, Nadal, and Thiem are the three best baseline players in the world, and we can put in Daniil Medvedev there as well. That's why these four are the biggest favorite in this tournament. And when Dominic Thiem was taking his teeth into the rallies, he was the better player from the baseline. And that's why you can see on the stats as well, Nick Kyrgios, he was winning a lot of first serves in. When he landed the first serve, he was winning a lot of points behind those first serves. 81%. Because you cannot do anything. You cannot do. He will do an ace, which he did 25 aces in total, which is a great number. He will do an ace, or you will just you will get an unreturned serve. But when he missed the first serve, which he sometimes did, even though he landed a lot of first serves, and I believe in total he landed 72% first serves in. But when he missed that first serve, Dominic Thiem was almost in pole position every time, and that's why Kyrgios, he won only 41% behind the second serve. Why? Not that Thiem was particularly punishing him immediately on the return, because Thiem basically never punishes you immediately on the returns. He's not Novak Djokovic, but he takes his teeth into the rallies, and when he takes his teeth into the rallies, he will have the upper hand, because he is one of the greatest baseline players in the world, and that's why Nick Kyrgios won only 41% behind the second serve. If you compare that with Thiem is not as good of a server as Nick Kyrgios. Who is? Nick Kyrgios is one of the best servers in the world, guys. One of the top 3 best servers in the world, in my opinion. But Dominic Thiem is a better tennis player. Dominic Thiem has better ground strokes. Dominic Thiem plays with bigger margins. Dominic Thiem, Nick Kyrgios hits a lot of flat shots, guys, especially with the backhand, and that is risky shots. You will do more unforced errors, which he in the end did. He did 47 unforced errors, Nick Kyrgios, in the entire match, and Dominic Thiem does only 28. So Nick Kyrgios does in the end 19 more unforced errors than Dominic Thiem. Why? Because he takes more risks. He takes more cuts on the ball. He plays with less net clearance compared to Dominic Thiem. Dominic Thiem, he plays with big margins. He has that top spin. He can play flat shots as well, Dominic Thiem, but he plays with bigger margins than Nick Kyrgios. And in the end, that was what made Dominic Thiem in the end prevail. But this match could have gone either way. Nick Kyrgios, he could have won this match. He really could have won this match, guys. But when the rallies was on, Dominic Thiem was the better player. That's why Dominic Thiem wins 72% behind his second serves. 72%. Why is that, do you believe? Why? Nick Kyrgios is not a bad returner. Nick Kyrgios made lot of returns in play, guys. Nick Kyrgios' returns are really underrated, I must say. He has good returns. They are not fabulous like Djokovic or like Medvedev's, but they are decent, good returns, Nick Kyrgios. But when the rally was on, when blow to blow, Dominic Thiem is much better playing than Nick Kyrgios, blow to blow. And that's why Dominic Thiem wins 72% behind his second serve, and Nick Kyrgios wins 41% behind his second serve. Why? Dominic Thiem is a much better baseline player than Nick Kyrgios. And behind the first serve, Dominic Thiem also was pretty good. He won 78% behind first serve. But Nick Kyrgios was better there. It was pretty close there. Nick Kyrgios wins 81% behind his first serve. Dominic Thiem wins 78%. So it is pretty even there. But behind the second serve, there you have the big difference. 41% for Nick Kyrgios, 72% for Dominic Thiem. Why? Dominic Thiem, he outlasts, he outduels, he wears down Nick Kyrgios from the baseline, and that was the big difference in this match, in my opinion. The big difference in this match was Dominic Thiem is so much better baseline player than Nick Kyrgios. But Nick Kyrgios, he had his chance. He could have won this match in straight sets. He really could have done if he had converted those breakpoint opportunities he had in that first game, in that third set. If he had broken there, I am really doubtful that Thiem would have ever turned this match around, which he did. All kudos to Thiem, all credit to Thiem. He has now turned around a 0-2 sets down in a match for the first time in his career when he has been loved 2 down. He did that last time in US Open against Sasha Zverev, like we all remember, and now he does it here in Australian Open against Nick Kyrgios. Really fabulous performance from both of them. Dominic Thiem, he did a really good match in my opinion, especially the third, the fourth, and the fifth set. That's why he won those sets. Nick Kyrgios, he saw breakpoint opportunity in the first set and in the second set, and in that first game of the third set. After that, Nick Kyrgios never saw any breakpoint opportunities. Dominic Thiem was clutch, really clutch on serve. He was holding much easier than Nick Kyrgios because he was taking the teeth into those rallies. I'm telling you guys, he started to read Nick Kyrgios' serve much better. He started to, he changed tactic. He went 2-3 steps back just to have a chance to return his monster serve that Nick Kyrgios had. And when the rally was on, it was always Dominic Thiem had always the upper hand, and he needed only one break in that fifth set, which he got with a fabulous return, by the way. Nick Kyrgios did a superb first serve, and Dominic Thiem landed a fabulous, I think, backhand return in the Nick Kyrgios' feet. And when you do that kind of a great deep return, it is almost impossible to make a great point of that. And Nick Kyrgios couldn't do, and hit that ball into the net. And in the end, Dominic Thiem sailed that victory 6-4 in the fifth set. All in all, Dominic Thiem comes through. He loses the first set 6-4, loses the second set 6-4 as well, wins the third 6-3, wins the fourth 6-4, and wins the fifth 6-4. Congratulations to Dominic Thiem for an amazing achievement, to coming back, love 2 down against a serve monster like Nick Kyrgios in his home country with the whole crowd on his side. Dominic Thiem has, before this match started, I had a conversation with Ghost Rider. I said to him, now we will see what kind of balls Dominic Thiem have. Does he have balls of steel or balls of plastic? And now we know the answer. Dominic Thiem has balls of steel, guys. He came back when he was almost out of a tournament against Nick Kyrgios, who played in his home country with the whole crowd on his side. But Dominic Thiem, he came back and in the end won. Dominic Thiem did all in all in this match, I believe, 57 winners and only 28 unforced errors. That is 29 more winners than unforced errors. That is amazing stuff, really. And Nick Kyrgios didn't do a bad match. He didn't do. Yes, he did more unforced errors than Dominic Thiem. That will always be the case. Why? He takes more cuts on the ball. He plays with less net clearance, and he takes much more risks than Dominic Thiem. Dominic Thiem plays with bigger margins. So, but all in all, Nick Kyrgios does 47 unforced errors and 52 winners. So he does 5 more winners than unforced errors. So a good performance from Nick Kyrgios. He should be proud of his performance. And how can you not like Nick Kyrgios? How can you not love this guy, really? He really plays entertaining tennis. Those underarm serve. Do you remember that when he won the second set? With an underarm serve, he did an ace, man. Who does that? And some of you maybe doesn't like that underarm serve. I love it. Why not? That is allowed. That is allowed. He's not doing anything wrong. That is allowed. In tennis, that is allowed, but not many players does it. Nick Kyrgios does it. He's so unpredictable. How can you not love? I don't love everything he does off court. He talks much about players and have some strange opinions, in my opinion. But on court, he's an artist. Nick Kyrgios. He really is an artist, and he almost took one of the big favorites out of this tournament. He almost did that. So big congratulations to Dominic Thiem for coming through this huge test, and big congratulations to Nick Kyrgios as well. He showed to the world what kind of a player he is. For me, Nick Kyrgios, is without any shadow of a doubt a top 10 tennis player if he wasn't as lazy as he is. Because we all know he doesn't train as an animal. He doesn't train as Djokovic, as Federer, or as Dominic Thiem. He doesn't. He has admitted that himself. And without training as much like these three does, and without playing any tennis for over 10 months, last time he played, I think it was Acapulco last year, look what he did. Look what he did. He almost took out Dominic Thiem. Dominic Thiem, who is world number 3, and who is a Grand Slam champion nowadays. So that was the first match. Let's talk about the second match between Djokovic and Taylor Fritz. Djokovic was in cruise control for the first 2 sets. Taylor Fritz was, to be quite honest, I'd never believed that Taylor Fritz would push Djokovic this much like he did, because Djokovic was, like I said, he was winning those first 2 sets pretty easily, never was in trouble. But Taylor Fritz, he raised his level in 3rd and 4th set, especially serving, and especially playing clean tennis. He did, I believe, the 4th and the 5th set, Taylor Fritz, in both 2 sets, only 5 almost errors. 3 in the 3rd set, 2 in the 4th set, I believe. And it was not like Djokovic was playing horrible tennis in that 4th and 5th set, to be quite honest. I need to be fair here. Just Taylor Fritz, he was in beast mode, Taylor Fritz, in that 4th and in the 3rd and the 4th set. Taylor Fritz was in beast mode, exactly like Nick Kyrgios was beast mode in the 1st and the 2nd set against Thiem. Taylor Fritz was beast mode in the 3rd and the 4th set. So every of these players, guys, they have their beast mode. And to beat a player when he performs the beast mode, when he shows the beast mode, it is not easy. But of course, Taylor Fritz, he went down in level, and that's what Djokovic he expects. He exactly like Thiem expected with Kyrgios. Kyrgios was in beast mode the first 2 sets, but he cannot play that entire match like that. Thiem knows that Kyrgios, he needs to go down. He needs to go to an average or good level mode. And Kyrgios did that in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th set. He was not beast mode Kyrgios in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th set. The same with Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz was not beast mode the 1st and 2nd set. Taylor Fritz was beast mode the 3rd and the 4th set. But Djokovic, he knows. He will stay up here. That's what top players do. That's what elite players do. He will stay up here. He knows that Taylor Fritz, he will die. He will go down. And Taylor Fritz did that in the 5th set. As Djokovic stays up here, and he wins the 5th set 6-2. It was never in question who was the better player in that 5th set. I was never concerned or even thinking about that Taylor Fritz would defeat Novak Djokovic. I knew that, even though I was shocked when I saw Fritz's level, I will be honest with you, when I saw his level in the 4th and the 5th set. He didn't face any single breakpoint opportunity against him in the 3rd and the 4th set, Taylor Fritz, against the greatest server returner of all time. He didn't. Why? He was serving like a beast in that 3rd and the 4th set, Taylor Fritz. But Taylor Fritz, he landed on earth in that 5th set. He landed on earth, and Djokovic, he ate him up then. He said, Djokovic, He said to him, you were in Mars for 2 sets, now you are back on Earth, and back on Earth, I'm the boss here, baby. So Djokovic, he took him down in that 5th set, 6-2. Djokovic level was, he's not unbeatable, that's for sure. Djokovic, my friends, is not unbeatable. He does 53 unforced errors and 52 winners, so he does one more unforced errors than winners. Djokovic, so he's not playing, let's say, that is what I've said all the time. Djokovic in Australian Open is not like Nadal is in French Open. In French Open against Nadal, he will not give you a chance. We saw what happened 4 months ago. He destroyed all his opponents without dropping one single set. Djokovic is not the same here. He's more beatable. That's why he has not won French Open 13 times like Nadal has done in his best Grand Slam tournament. That's why Djokovic has not won Australian Open, Australian Open 13 times like Nadal has done with French Open. So Djokovic will always give you some help during matches. Djokovic can take timeouts during matches. He can disappear. But when the big moments arrives, when the big points arrives, he is the beast mentally. He just will not beat himself. Yeah, he lost 2 sets against Taylor Fritz. Yeah, he did. But he was never in danger to losing the match. In my opinion, Dominic Thiem was more in danger losing his match against Kyrgios than Djokovic was against Fritz. Why? Because, man, you just look at the score, and not only the score, look, if Kyrgios would have taken those break push opportunities in that beginning of the 3rd set, who knows what would have happened? Probably Kyrgios would have won. Taylor Fritz was never close to defeat Djokovic in that 5th set. Well, it was 2 break of serves, and it was not one break of serve. Djokovic break Taylor Fritz serve 2 times in that 5th set, and Taylor Fritz didn't break. I believe Taylor Fritz didn't even see one single break punch opportunity in that 5th set, if I'm not mistaken. So Djokovic was never in danger of losing this match. Djokovic is showing signs that he's beatable. Yes, absolutely, he's beatable. An elite player and a quality player like Dominic Thiem, like Daniil Medvedev, definitely can defeat Novak Djokovic. And in my opinion, if Thiem gets to the semi-final, which I now believe he will, I really believe he will now, even though Dimitrov will not be easy, actually Dimitrov leads the head-to-head 3-2 against Thiem, but Thiem should go to the semi-final now, guys. He should go, but you never know. You never know. Thiem is not Djokovic. Thiem is not Nadal. He's not a consistency machine a la Nadal, a la Djokovic. He is not. Thiem has won 1 Grand Slam title. He has not 20 Grand Slam titles like Nadal. He has not 17 Grand Slam titles like Djokovic. So you never know with Thiem. But if Thiem goes to that semi-final and we have that clash of the titles between Djokovic and Thiem, I will favor Thiem to win that one. I really will do. Why? Because Djokovic, if Tiafoe can take 1 set from Novak Djokovic, if Taylor Fritz can take 2 sets from Novak Djokovic, why should Dominic Thiem not take 3 sets from Novak Djokovic? Why not? And if he somehow beats Dominic Thiem in that semi-final, if we get that semi-final, Medvedev, if Medvedev goes to that final, Medvedev can definitely take Djokovic out. So Djokovic being the winner in Australian Open, it is not a given, guys. I know he's probably for many in the world the heavy favorite and the #1 favorite. For me, he's not the #1 favorite. That's why I put him as 3rd, because I truly believe he is really beatable, but not to anyone. Not to anyone. Fritz took 2 sets from him, but Fritz, he went down in his level in the 5th set. But players like Medvedev, players like Thiem, they will not go in and out in matches like Tiafoe or like Fritz. So all credit to Djokovic in the end. He was the better player, obviously. He was the stronger player mentally. And Fritz doesn't do a bad match. I think Fritz, he fired 62 winners, man. That is unbelievable. And he did 45 unforced errors. He does, if I'm counting right here, 17 more winners than unforced errors. That is insane. 17 more winners than unforced errors. And it was, especially Fritz's 3rd and 4th set was really unbelievable. That is the best 2 sets that I've ever seen Taylor Fritz play. But all in all, Dominic Thiem and Novak Djokovic, they both prevailed and they both deserve to go through. And let's see if we will get that clash of the titans in the semi-final. I truly hope we will. I truly hope, but I'm not 100% certain that we will get that, because you never know. You never know, guys. Tennis is a sport with the margins are laser or thin are really, really laser thin. The margins in tennis are laser thin, my tennis fans all around the world. So you never know. I hope and I believe we will get the Clash of the Titans in the semi-final, but I am not 100% certain. Absolutely not. I really am not, guys. The other dudes who are facing these two, Djokovic and Thiem, they are here to win. They are here also to show to the world that they can play tennis as well. So, and the other matches, Shapovalov, he lost. Like I never believed that Shapovalov will go to the semi-final. I actually believed he will lose the first round against Sinner, but he proved me wrong there, Shapovalov. But he lost against the Felix Aliassime, the final choker. He has played 7 finals in his career, Felix Aliassime. He has lost all of his finals, and he has not even taken 1 set, to be quite honest. But he has found some form here. Felix Aliassime, he's hitting the ball clean. He's doing a lot of good things. He did, I believe, 31 winners in this match against Shapovalov and 29 unforced errors. So that is a decent number. He does 2 more winners than unforced errors. Shapovalov, on the other hand, he was not playing any fabulous tennis, in my opinion. He did 37 unforced errors and 19 winners only. So Shapovalov couldn't hit through Felix Aliassime for some reason, even though that the courts are flighting fast. So Shapovalov, he gave a lot of presents to Felix Aliassime, and you cannot give a lot of presents on this level. You cannot. You cannot give 18 more. He does 18 more unforced errors than winners, Shapovalov. That is too many. That is too many, especially against a dude like Felix Aliassime, who's playing some good, decent tennis. He's not doing that in finals, for sure. He's choking all his finals. He has lost 7 finals in his career so far. But he is doing some great things in the first, second, and third rounds. And when Shapovalov faces a dude who is in shape, like Felix Aliassime is at the current moment, you cannot come away with 37 unforced errors and only 19 winners and doing 18 more unforced errors than winners. You will just not come away. Simple as that. And Shapovalov, of course, didn't and lost his straight set. And then Schwartzman also crashed out. Was not a surprise for me. Schwartzman is not a good hardcourt player. Schwartzman is only a clay court player. I cannot believe that some YouTubers, they believed that Schwartzman will go to the quarterfinal. Schwartzman, on this lighting court, these courts that are lighting fast, he will go to a quarterfinal. Come on, guys. Come on. Give me a break, for God's sake. I was super confident that Schwartzman will never go to the quarterfinal, and he proved me right. Schwartzman, do you know how many winners he did against his opponent, the Russian dude, who, by the way, I've never heard about. He's 114th ranking in the world. He did only 5 winners. Only 5 winners. My God, only 5 winners. Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of unforced errors. He did 12 unforced errors, Schwartzman, but only 5 winners. Come on, in these lighting fast courts. And on the other dude, the Russian dude, he did 50 winners. I believe 37 unforced errors. So he does 13 more winners than unforced errors, the Russian dude. He was really, really a shot maker. He was hitting that ball really good, that Russian dude. So he will not be easy for Felix Aliassime. That's for sure. I was impressed from his shot making, that Russian dude, which I've never heard about, but they can play tennis, guys. All of these players, they can play tennis. They are here to play tennis. They are here to win matches. They are here to collect money. And they have motivation. This Russian dude is not as rich as Schwartzman, Djokovic, Federer, Nadal, Shapovalov, you name it. He's not as rich as those guys. He is here to become rich. He is here to win money. And he will give his all. He doesn't care who the opponent is. And he showed that to Schwartzman. I don't care that you're top 10 in the world. I will take you down. And he took him down. Straight set. 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. Bam! Schwartzman, take your bags and fly home to Argentina. You don't belong on hard courts, on big hard courts events. You are just a clay court, Diego. I'm sorry. I have to be honest. So that was, and Raonic, he looked solid. Raonic, he was not deadly impressive, Raonic. He did a little too many unforced errors. But he has that serve, he has that huge forehand, but I'm not liking Raunic's returns and Raunic's backhand. Raonic needs to do a much better match against Djokovic to have a chance, that's for sure. So, but Fucsovics is a decent player. Do you know what kind of opponent Fucsovics is? Fucsovics is that kind of opponent that he plays almost all the Grand Slams. He wins the first round and then loses the second or third round. That is what kind of opponent Fucsovics is. Why? Because he has only a forehand, nothing else. He doesn't have the backhand. He doesn't have the serve. He doesn't have the Yeah, that is his main problem. Fucovic's main problem is his backhand and his serve. He doesn't have a great serve. His serve is not good, Fucovich. He only has a forehand and he's sliding fast. He's really, really fast, Fucovich. And he can play some decent tennis from the baseline. That's it, guys. But when you play against an elite player like Miloslavovic, who is a former 10th top player in the world and who is a former Grand Slam finalist in Wimbledon, you need more weapons than that. You cannot come away just having a good forehand like Fucovich has. Fucovich has only a forehand, nothing else. Not backhand, not returns, nothing more, guys. So, and not serve. Not serve. You need to have a serve. Without a serve, you will be doomed on the professional, on this level, guys. On this level, just ask Diego Schwartzman. He really knows about that too. So, all in all, really expected outcomes. For me, even Schwartzman losing, it was not a surprise at all. Great day of tennis. Unfortunately, they will take out the crowd for 5 days, maybe even longer. That is really, really unfortunate, because when the crowd is here, when the crowd all on the stands, tennis becomes magical. Tennis without crowd, sports without crowd is really not fun at all, guys. So this is really, this pandemic is really boring, and it is not stopping anyhow soon, guys. Unfortunately, the crowd will be gone tomorrow. We saw the crowd for 5 days only, and believe me, guys, I personally will miss the crowd. Just tennis, the atmosphere just becomes, it is a totally different world when the crowd is there to watch tennis and to give applauses and things like that. And now without crowd, it will not be as fun as it has been these 5 first days of tennis. Alright, guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace!